that's bad will happen to you in nursing school. No lie. Like, you're gonna have to be a person who is resilient. Fight through it. Do you want it or not? Like, you're gonna have to ask yourself every single day, do you want it or not? This can be the best year of your life, but only if you start preparing now. So get out your notebook, get a folder. We're getting organized to become the nurse we've always wanted to be. Let's go. We're getting down to what works best for our life. Do we want to go to school full-time, part-time? If so, if you want to go to school part-time, like, what programs let you go part-time? If you just want to go for 12 months, 18 months, you want the associate's degree, you want the bachelor's degree, like, you want the master's degree. What program is going to work best for you? You're going to have to pick a schedule that's not going to make you have burnout, especially if you have kids and you don't have any help. You're going to have to go part-time. When I started school, I literally took one class at a time until I got into the nursing program. And then once I got in the program, I had to go full-time. And so then that's when the sacrifices kicked in. You'll have to figure out what program works best for you in order to avoid burnout and to make sure your kids are safe. So this part is only for people who've already taken some classes, maybe at the community college or somewhere else. If you haven't taken any classes anywhere, you can skip this step because this doesn't apply to you. But for those of you who were like me, who already taken some classes, you're going to have to go on the website of all the places you've taken classes and get your transcripts. Just type in your school and transcripts behind it, and it's going to take you to the exact website where you need to go to request your transcripts. All right, I'm not going to lie to you. This one is going to cost you a little bit of money. Depending on what school you were at is how much it's going to cost. Some may cost $15, some may cost $20. It just depends. You're going to have to pay the price in order to get your transcripts sent to the school you want to apply to. The website literally walks you through it, like how to request your transcripts, where to send your transcripts. You have to pay attention to that. The program that you want to go to will give you an email address of where you need to send your transcripts. It's important that you send them there. Do not get them sent to you and then try to give them to the school. The school is not going to accept that. If your GPA was not good, I want you to hear me right now. That does not mean anything. You can retake classes. You are not behind. You're just getting to where you need to be. Do not let bad grades stop you from applying to nursing school. Stop telling me you're not smart enough. Stop saying that, nobody thinks you can do it. Nobody thought I could do it either, girl. I'm first generation college student. I was able to do it. I had to retake 2 classes in order to get into my nursing program. But did I let that stop me? No. Will you let that stop you? No. We're going to confront the issue. Look at your grades and see, what do you need to do? What classes do you need to retake? What classes are okay? Can you just go ahead and submit your transcripts today? If so, let's go ahead and move to the next step. Okay, this I know you've heard about. It's the entrance exam for whatever nursing program you're trying to get into. It's called the HESI or the TEAS test. Now, I took the HESI. Some programs require one, some programs require the other. I don't know what makes them decide on what they need, but because you've already chosen what program you want to apply to, you already know what entrance exam you have to take. So now you have to figure out what day you're going to take this entrance exam. What is the lowest grade you can get? Not saying you aiming for the lowest grade, but just so you know in the back of your head, this is not a game. This test is serious. You will need to study for this test. You will not know everything nursing. I mean, the test is not to see if you could be a nurse, because obviously you haven't done any nursing classes yet. This test is to see if you could take tests, if you could pass, okay? So you're going to have to study. You're going to have to get some study material in order to pass this exam. There's plenty of options out there. If you guys want me to look into some options for you, I will. It's been some years since I've taken this test, but I can look into some options for you if you feel like you cannot find study options. Just leave me a comment down below and we'll make a video for that too. So after we have our study material, we're going to sit down and be serious about our plan. You can't have the excuse like, I got kids, I got a job, I got things to do. Like, do you want it? Do you want it? Because if you want it, you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to pick which days can you study, what times can you study, and you're going to sit down and study. If you can't study at home, you're going to go to the library. If you can't go to the library, you're going to go outside. Wherever you gotta go, to the park, whatever you gotta do to study in peace without your kids like in your face, mom, I need some juice, mom, I need to go to the bathroom, mom, can you? No, you're gonna have to do something for yourself. You're gonna have to choose yourself in order to get through nursing school, knowing that the entire time in your head, you're choosing yourself, but you're choosing it for your kids. You're choosing it for their future. You're just gonna have to do it, girl. You're gonna have to study for the test. You're gonna need a schedule, and you're gonna have to stick to the schedule and be serious about it. I can't focus. I have kids. I have a job. All that stuff has got to go. Decide right now, like, it has got to go. Try to reach out to somebody and see if you can have a support system. Now, I'm not crazy. I know for a fact that everybody does not have somebody who can actually help them through nursing school. And I'm speaking from experience because literally, my kid was getting off the bus at 5 and 6 years old and letting herself in while I was at school. It was a sacrifice for sure. So I didn't have anybody that can come and get her and take care of her. I didn't have that. And I know like it was such a risk to do it, but I needed to take the risk. I had to do it in order for us to get out of the projects. I want you to think about somebody in your family that you can ask. Like, ask for support. A lot of times people don't really know what you need because you've never asked. So just ask, will you be willing to help me on this day for 2 hours so I can study? Just reach out. And if you don't have kids and this is not your problem, this is not your fight, cool. Skip ahead. The chapters are linked down below. Right now I'm talking to the moms because I was a mom trying to get through nursing school. If you don't have anybody, if you cannot find anybody to help you, try to figure out a way to study with your kids around. Like, if you go to a park, can you study while watching them play? I don't know. I don't know where y'all take y'all kids, child, because my kid is literally 19 now, so I'm a little far removed off of that. But you know, like back in the day, it was like a restaurant. I could take them to a little restaurant, a little McDonald's playground or something. I don't know if they still have that because I haven't eaten at McDonald's in years. So wherever you can take them so that they can run around and be a kid while you try to study, do that. You know, just try to figure out a way to get it done while your kids are safe and you're actually putting studying first. You're going to need some type of system put in place for childcare. Nursing school does not care if you have kids. They don't care if your kid is sick. They don't care if your kid is dying. They do not care, okay?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
So you're going to need something put in place for emergency. Have a daycare picked out that you know you can just take them to. You're going to have something. Think about a plan that you could have in place for your kids because something is going to come up. I'll literally tell you, like, at this point, I think my daughter was like 8 and I had a test and I was in the nursing program at this point. So I had a test and she was out of school. There was bad weather. I had to bring her with me. She did not feel good, so I couldn't leave her at home by herself. I had to take her with me to school. I walked into the school in the classroom with my kid, and my teacher was like, whose kid is that? And I'm like, my kid. Like, she can't go to school. She can't stay at home by herself. She doesn't feel good. I know it's a test and I can't miss the test. Like, please, will you just let me take the test? And she was like, she can't stay in here. Like, straight face, she can't stay in here. So I had to just put her out in the hallway and hope for the best. Like, just please sit out here in this hallway. I'm gonna get done with the test as soon as possible. I will say, I'm very blessed with the fact that my kid is very, very, very much a good child. Like, she's so calm, so chill. She doesn't do anything crazy. So I felt like I could just keep her out there, but I was scared. Like, this is my kid out there in the hallway. Like, how do I know nobody's gonna come up, talk to her? Y'all, I'm telling y'all these stories because I know what it feels like to feel like you just can't do it because you have kids. Like, I know what it feels like. But if I wouldn't have made those sacrifices, got through it with my baby, like if I wouldn't have did it, we would not be here in this skyrise while she's at her HBCU living her best life. I just got her a car yesterday, like her second car. None of that would be possible if the sacrifices were not made. Always make sure your child is safe. I'm not saying don't. I'm just wanting you to be mentally prepared for the sacrifices that are going to come. And I want you to try to have something put in place, like some type of safeguard put in place. Reach out to people, Ask them, are they willing to help you? A lot of times we have a hard time asking for help. I know I do. Like, I have a hard time asking for help. Just do it, girl. Just ask for help. Okay, so now we're back to everybody, the moms and the people who don't have kids. We're going to talk about the cost of nursing school because nursing school is expensive. You can try to get scholarships. If you can get scholarships, that would be great. Do it as soon as you start your program. Try to get scholarships. I didn't get my scholarships until like the end of my program. I have a lot of student loan debt, and I carry that debt because it, again, is a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice to have that debt to be in the life that I'm in. So apply for your FAFSA, look at the deadlines, see when you have to have your stuff turned in. We have the folder now, so we have everything in there with our deadlines. You know when your deadline is. Apply for your FAFSA, apply for scholarships. Keep all of your scholarships organized and apply for them when you need to apply. Don't miss free money because you do not want these student loan debts. I promise you, you do not want them. You're gonna need money for books, supplies, tuition, housing, and then of course, if you're not able to work because you have the kids and you're trying to go to school full time, you're gonna need money to be able to live. You might have to take out some loans. That's gonna be your own call, but I would say try your best to get the free money first. The next requirement, and I hate to break this to y'all because some of y'all don't want to do it, but you're gonna need to get shots. I don't know what else to tell you, but some of y'all do be reaching out to me saying y'all don't want to get shots, but you want to be a nurse. You're going to have to get your shots. Like, they're not going to let you work around bodily fluid and you don't have your shots. They're not going to let you ever work in the hospital if you don't have your flu shot. Now, what I will tell you is some hospitals will let you wear a mask, if it's a religious thing or something like that. Each place has their own requirements and what they allow and what they don't allow. So you have to work that out when you get ready to get employed. But according to your school is going to require you to get shots. Now, some of them schools have exemptions, some don't. You're going to have to check and see what is required with your program. But I'm going to tell y'all, it's going to be a hard journey if you're trying to get through nursing and not have any shots. So just keep that in your head. You're going to need to get your shots. And if you don't want shots, you're going to have to figure out how to get around it. I'm not saying you can't get around it. There are ways to get around it. But you're going to have to figure that out because I've got all my shots. I don't have nothing for y'all when it comes to that. I got all my shots. I don't play about my shots. My daughter get her flu shot every flu season. And we walking around healthy. We don't have no problems. So that if you don't want to get shots, that's up to you. Figure out how to get around it. It's going to be really hard for your nursing program to not get shots. Okay, then we're getting down to transportation. Do you have transportation? Not only to get to school, but to get to clinicals. Sometimes these programs make you go to clinicals that's far from your house. Don't just assume you're going to do clinicals in a hospital that's right next to you because the chances of that happening are small. You may need to drive 40 minutes. You may need to drive an hour to clinicals. So do you have transportation to get to school and to get to clinicals? Because that's important. If you don't have transportation, we need to figure that out before you even apply to nursing school. And if you do have transportation, let's go to the next thing. Because now that you've applied to nursing school, you already picked your school, you already picked your program, you already know if you got transportation, you already got childcare set up. Now you're ready to start school. We're going to have a routine. And you're going to need the routine before school starts. You're going to already need that in place because you can't wait for school to start and then just all of a sudden day one think you're about to start being this person with this routine. No, we're going to get the routine together now. You know what your routine is going to be. You have it already set up in the morning when you first get up. What are you going to do? What days are you going to study? Where are you dropping your kids off? What time are you dropping them off? When is your rest day? When is your I see my friends day? You're not going to see people often. I mean, I literally would feel like I climbed out of a cave. When nursing school was over, each semester I would be like, oh my God, and it's time to climb out of the cave again. So you're not going to see them often, but you do want to be able to see your friends and family sometimes because you have to avoid burnout. You don't want to hate nursing before you even start your first job, okay? So have your routine in place and be prepared to this is your boring life until your program is done. While you're about to start this program, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to experience imposter syndrome. I didn't know what that was when I first started nursing school. I had no idea what it was, but you're going to experience imposter syndrome. And I need you to look around at the people who are in your program and look around at the nurses you know and look around at the nurses in the hospital and ask yourself, are they better than you? If you think they are, why do you think that? But if you don't think they're better than you and they're just a regular human being just like you are, and they're able to become a nurse and do it, why can't you? Why can't you be a nurse? It's not about being the smartest person. It's about being the person who's willing to put in the work. If you're willing to do the job. 90% of people just stop at the paperwork. When you got to start requesting the transcripts and getting your shots and turning in your stuff, and then you turn in something and it's wrong and you got to turn it in again, then you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. People stop. People just stop right there. That's what pushes them over the limit, not knowing the entire time once you get into the nursing program, everything that's bad can happen will happen to you in nursing school. No lie. Read that sentence. I want to become a nurse because, okay? Fight through that imposter syndrome because, girl, it's going to come. It's going to hit you. And I want you to know and be prepared. So when you start feeling it like, I'm not supposed to be here. Why do they think I can do this? Oh my God, I don't think I can do this. Then clinicals roll around and you nervous and scared. Like, I can't go in here and talk to parents, or I can't go in here and talk to patients. Like, girl, I was scared to death to talk to patients, scared to death to start IVs, scared to death to pass out Tylenol. I don't know how else to tell you this. Like, it's real easy to look at people and be like, oh my God, they're so confident, they're so good. Like, no, I was just telling my mom yesterday when she was like, you just solo travel around the world and you're not afraid of anything. I'm like, girl, I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of everything, but I do it. I do it scared. You're going to have to do it scared. You're going to have to do it without questioning yourself. And you're going to have to get through imposter syndrome. And it's never going to go away. Like, it's still with me. I'm a nurse practitioner. I've been a nurse practitioner for 2 years and it's still with me. Not every day, but some days. Some days I'm in there and I'm like, whoo, can't believe they really just let me do this. But it does not matter. You're doing it. You just do it scared. So think about somebody who really knows you. Maybe an old professor or a coworker, somebody who knows your skills, because there's a chance that you're going to need a letter of recommendation. Especially if you're going back to the school to be a nurse practitioner, you're going to need a letter of recommendation for that. And then when looking for jobs, you're going to need letters of recommendation. Try to think about somebody who knows you, knows your character, your work ethic, and keep them in mind for your letters. And never ever burn a bridge in nursing, because nursing is so small and you're going to have to ask somebody for something. Like, you're going to end up having to go back to ask for something. So just be prepared for that. Even when I was getting my job now as a nurse practitioner, I still had to go back and ask an old professor for a letter of recommendation. You're going to keep going back asking for these letters. Your reputation is everything. When you're in the program, always show up for the job that you want, not the job you have. Make sure that you keep a good attitude, stay friendly, stay positive. Always, always, always do anything that is offered, any type of skills during clinical. If they ask you to stay later because they want you to, start IV, whatever it is, just do it. Because at all times, you're on a job interview. People are watching you. People are deciding your fate. So just keep that in the back of your head. Carry yourself for the job you want, not the job you have. Okay, now we're ready. You have everything to apply. You know the steps to take. You know how to get through it. We talked about it. I've held your hand. Today, I want you to go and pick a program. Just pick one. And then leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. Say, I picked it. I did it. Something. Tell me that you did it. And if you have any questions, leave them down below so that we can go over anything that you have questions about. And let's just get started. It's 2026. Let's just do it. Okay, girl, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed. This is going to push this video out to more people if you share it. I just want to help y'all. And I'm going to be more consistent on YouTube. I know I haven't been that consistent when it comes to the nursing videos, but I have a whole lot of video ideas that I'm going to do for y'all coming up. And I really hope that these videos are helpful. I know they're helpful because y'all be messaging me and telling me that they're helpful. So if you need a one-on-one booking with me and you need to just talk to me about your own problems, like your own situation, you can go to my link in my bio and set up a time to talk to me. All right, girl, let me know how it's going, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, pretty, pretty.